This is Flying Gato, here for a follow-up on my 2017 Honda Civic Hatch. Today I'm going to go over a couple of things that I've just noticed as I've owned this car and used it. Little tips and tricks, a few of the things that I don't like, and the things I guess that I do like. I'm sure you've already heard me talk about what I do like about it, so I might elaborate a bit more on that. And then I'll take a highway shot so I can show the RPMs at different speeds. And I'll try to take some moving shots from the outside so you can hear what the car listens to. So let's go ahead and get started. Now, one of the first things that I just learned about this car with the e-brake system is that once you have it on, as long as you have your seatbelt on, you can just go. And the car will take the e-brake off by itself. How cool is that? Now, I apologize, I haven't had time to actually do a video, follow-up video as I wanted to do over the weekend. So this is a weekday, so there'll be more traffic than usual. But that's okay, I'll be talking to you, and shouldn't be a problem. So let's start with one of the things that I really don't like about this car. And it's a small quirk, and I didn't really think it was a problem until I really noticed, you know, when it rained or when it got cold outside, and that's the fact that the windshield and windows of this car get really foggy really fast and stay foggy longer than usual. A couple of things play into that. Honda said that this car is 58% less likely to lose or loses 58% less heat through the vents, through the outside of the car than its previous cars. What that means is it's more insulated. It's a more insular car. So in keeping that heat, it also keeps in all the moisture that you breathe out. That causes an increased amount of condensation. So you get foggy windows and you get those kind of issues. So that's one of the things that I've noticed about this car that I didn't like. Second thing I didn't like, I've mentioned it before, the rev hang issue. Yes, there's no way of getting around it. I've driven the car enough. There is a rev hang issue. It's hopefully in the future I'll be able to modify it with the tune and get that taken care of. But there's no, I mean, when you shift from third to fourth, the revs just kind of stay there. They don't really move. I'm not used to that, obviously. You know, the car that I drive, my summer car is the S2000, and that has no rev hang at all, and I have a AP1, so that is a drive-by wire, so no rev hang in that at all. Come to this car, when you drive spiritedly, it gets really annoying when you drive fast to shift. You know, you go from third to fourth, and the revs are still at 6,000 RPM when you're going from third to fourth, and then you kind of, you know, let the clutch out fast, and it kind of just bucks a little bit. So I'm going to try to, oh, here comes a cop car. I'm going to try to modify my shifting pattern and see if I can fix that through that way momentarily. Maybe if I can't do it that way, then I'll definitely be looking into maybe a Honda tune. I don't know. I'll see what I can find. The other thing that annoys me about this car is the way it puts down the power. Now, it doesn't annoy me. It's just something that I'm not quite used to yet. So as I said, my daily driver in the summer is the S2000, and I used to own a Prelude for the winter. I still own the Prelude, but it's old, so I bought this car. Now, the way the power gets put down, it's a turbo car, so all the torque happens at 3,000 RPM. Like I said, it's not an annoyance. It's something that a quirk that I've had to get used to since. Like my S2000 and the Prelude, all the power happens up in the higher end of the rev range. All the power here happens between 2,500 RPMs and 5,000 RPMs. You go past 5,000 RPMs, you don't really feel like you're getting much up there. So that's another thing I've had to get used to, you know, shifting a little earlier. When do I shift? Should I shift before 6,000 RPMs? I'm not sure. I'd have to take it to a track to really see what's most beneficial in terms of shifting patterns. still a very fun car. Another thing that's kind of annoyed me is that I don't use the brake hold feature. There's a brake hold function here. I don't really like it because I kind of shift. I tend to kind of accelerate away from traffic lights pretty quickly. You know, I got the 15 mile an hour school limit here, so let me slow it down. And when I do, the brake hold system kind of like sticks and holds the car for me from actually going. Now, that's why I turn it off. But when you're on a hill, and this could be a positive or a negative for you, it's semi-negative for me. When you're on a hill in a stick shift car, it tends to roll backwards. But with this car, most of the time, not all the time, most of the time, it'll know that it's on a hill. It'll actually do the brake hold function automatically for you. So take that as it may, positive, negative. I think it's a negative. You may think it's a positive, but it does stick. You know, the brakes are your brakes are on without you actually having them on as you go and accelerate your car. So that's another one little niggle that I have about this car. Last thing that I say that I kind of don't like, and I don't know if it's a problem or what it is, my gas filler. As I'm filling it up, as if you noticed, these cars don't bring gas caps. So it's just you put in the gas filler inside the gas cap hole, and you fill up the gas, and then when the hose clicks, as they always do, they open up. Every time a little bit of gasoline spews out of it through the bottom, and it basically has a little hole designed for it to do this. Hold on, a little pull here. There's the rev hang. Very nice. So anyway, as you finish up, a little bit of gasoline always comes out, and there's a little hole right where the cap is that the gas goes back out into the bottom of the car. Basically, it's basically designed to always spill out a little bit of gasoline. I don't like that. Seems wasteful. Not great for the environment. Not that that little bit of gasoline is not going to do that big a deal, but still. But yeah, those are my negatives that I have with the car. Now let's look at some positives. Speaking of negatives, this thing could use a limited slip differential. So this is going to be a short drive to show the couple of positive things that I've noticed that I've not talked about yet in the previous video that I put out. The first one I want to mention while I'm behind this ambulance-looking thing is the miles per gallon. I mean, I don't drive this thing too much on the highway, so it's mostly been local drives. You know, I do drive very spiritedly. Not when I'm behind an ambulette, I think they call it. But I do drive very spiritedly usually, and it's still netting me between 30 and 35 miles per gallon. It's very impressive when you think about it. It's a turbocharged car. It's got decent performance, and yet it's getting me 30 plus miles per gallon. That's huge. I mean, my S2000 gets around 25 to 27 miles per gallon. My Prelude never got above 27 miles per gallon. The only car that really gets really good gas mileage is my 335 diesel. That's a diesel car, completely different. What is this guy doing? Oh, he's got cars ahead of him. Alright, and as we head into the twisties here, now keep in mind the road is damp, and I am coming from an S2000, which I daily, in case you don't know, I do daily drive an S2000 in the summer, so I'm used to a certain level of performance. And I gotta tell you, this car really does perform very well. It has very, very good stability, mid-corner stability. It's got, I mean, I don't know if it's because of the tires or the rims or the suspension tuning. It's got great road feel. It's got really, really good transition speed. Look at this. Yeah. Excellent, excellent road feel. And what I was complaining about before, the fact that I have to get used to the power band, is actually a positive here. I could leave it in fourth, put my foot down, wait half a second, whoosh, comes in the power. Turbo spools up, power comes on. It's a great sensation to have. I mean, it's one of those rare cars that actually makes you want to go out and drive. So anyway, since I'm stuck behind a semi-slow moving Camry, I just wanted to share those two thoughts with you. So I'm gonna head to my next segment, which is the drive-bys before it gets too dark. It's getting dark, guys. So I hope you enjoyed this segment, and I hope you enjoy the next. That's our friendly local constable. This guy doesn't know how to yield. All right, so let's go to our portion of the highway portion of this thoughts video. Let's see what we have here. People are just, what's going on here? So, highway thoughts on this car. First, I would like to point out that this car has amazing visibility. I mean, you're basically almost in a fishbowl here, and it's not, you know, like the cars used to be still, but it's for a modern car. It is very, very has a very, very good view here of all, you know, your windows, your rearview mirror. I can look straight out the back. It's perfect. So people were asking me at 60 miles an hour, what's the RPMs? It's about a little bit below 2,500 RPMs. So there you have it. It's pretty quiet, you know, it's not anything, not a big deal at all. Let's make it up to 70. And you're still below 3,000 RPMs. So it's really not bad at all. It's quiet enough. This car is quiet overall for a compact car, for an economy car. The one thing that I would niggle about this car would be the stability of it. So because this is a sport model, this has a quicker turning ratio steering rack than the other versions. So the Sport and the Sport Touring have a quicker steering column than the other versions of this car. That makes it so that whenever you move the steering wheel at all, it's extremely responsive. So if you're not paying absolute attention to the road and to what you're doing with the steering wheel, it will, you know, toss around like this. You know, it's very twitchy. It's very responsive. So it's a double-edged sword. You get a very responsive, very sporty feel when you drive the car. On the highway, though, it's kind of annoying. So this would benefit from a variable steering rack, but as it is, you know, just pay attention to where you're driving, what you're doing in the highway, to make sure that your passenger doesn't get nausea or something, and you'll be fine. RPMs wise, like I said, 65 miles an hour is 2,500 RPMs. Not bad at all. I'm in 6th gear, and then plenty of power in 6th gear. If I want to pass somebody, just put the pedal down, and there it goes. It surges up. Not bad at all. So highway driving in this car is excellent, except for that little bit of niggling issue of the very sensitive steering wheel touch, which is a positive when you're trying to drive enthusiastically, but a negative when you're not. Alright, so there you have it. That's my driveway thoughts, or highway thoughts. I keep saying driveway. Highway thoughts on how this car drives in a highway. Let me know if you have any further questions on this. Alright, so it got pretty dark pretty quickly here, so I had to turn on my interior light to film this last portion. But there you have it, guys. These are the questions that I've gotten so far on my YouTube videos, on my previous ones. That's fun. So if you have any further questions, please let me know. You can email me, you can send me a comment on my videos. You can follow me on Instagram, Flying Gato on Instagram. You can follow me on Twitter, Flying Gato on Twitter. So, yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I hope to be putting out some more reviews. At the end of the month, I shall be putting out a lot of reviews. So I have a few days off during that last week of December. So I should be able to put out 3 or 4 videos, depending on the weather and things like that. So look out for those. If you haven't yet done so, please subscribe. Like the video if you liked it. If you don't like it, dislike it. That's fine with me. And yeah, thanks again for watching, and have a good one, guys.